How's it going, everybody? Welcome to Superpower Reviews. My name is Liam Smith, and today we're going to be reviewing Batgirl from Louis Royo and Yamato from the Fantasy Figure Gallery. Coming right up. Okay, now let's go ahead and take a look at the box. We have the front of the box here showing a picture of the actual statue, stating it's from the Fantasy Figure Gallery, of course. Have an image of the rear of the statue, along with different Yamato statues, which we will be reviewing in the near future. Now, if we look at the other side of the box, this is where you will see the original Louis Royo artwork, along with a short story about Batgirl. You can go ahead and pause that if you'd like to read that. Also in the box, as with every Louis Royo Yamato statue, you will find Louis Royo's original artwork on a nice glossy, heavy cardstock. You'll also find your certificate of authenticity, which gives you the story of Batgirl, the same one that's on the side of the box, as well as everyone listed that created the statue. You have Louis Royo's signature, and most importantly, you have your edition number, in this case, 189 out of 2000. Okay, now that we have it out of the box, we're going to go ahead and take a look at the individual parts. First, we have the base, which has a standard peg hole, but it is also magnetic, which is an advantage because you don't have to force the peg in there as you do in a lot of statues to get it to fit. Peg hole on the bottom, has the metal peg and the magnet, so it simply just sits in like that. Next piece is the cape, and like you'd seen in the previous clips, this is a very beautifully sculpted cape. It has a very good flow to it. It almost looks organic. It doesn't look like a cloth or a material. It is made out of PVC, of course. The hair that attaches to the back magnetically. Also nice to always have the magnetic connection to avoid forcing anything in. The right arm, which will hold the cape, also magnetic. And the final piece is her batarang that she holds in her left hand. Okay, so next we'll go ahead and attach the cape, which, as I mentioned before, has the metal peg and the slot. Simply slide that in there, give it a slight press. This one is not magnetic, it just slides right in. The hair slides into that slot, magnetic, goes right in, no problems. Okay, this next part can be a little bit tricky. This is the magnetic arm, but you have to make sure you get the edge of the hand on the tip of the cape. It goes on magnetically fairly easily, and then you just have to kind of maneuver the cape to get it into the hand. You may have to readjust the cape a little bit. Okay, so now that that's in, the final piece is her batarang. That just simply slides right into the left hand, like so, and then she is complete. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the size of the statue. From the base to the top of the ears, we're looking at approximately just under 18 inches. So the figure itself is 12 inches to the top of the ear, so it is a standard 1/6 scale size, 12 inches for the figure, 18 inches total. So you're looking at a base that's almost 6 inches tall. That's a pretty massive base for a 1/6 figure. Okay, so let's go ahead and talk about the face sculpt, because this is one of the most impressive things. I think we all know Louis Royo knocks it out of the park with his artwork and his face sculpts. The paint apps on the face are just absolutely amazing. The detail on the eyes, everything from the sculpt to the paint apps is absolutely perfect. Now, to me, one of the biggest highlights of this figure is the base itself. It is a polystone material. I really like the distressing and the broken stone that's on there. That's actually very natural looking. Looks like a weathered and broken down gargoyle, in this case an eagle, that would be on the top of a building. There's also a nice amount of detail on the utility belt. It's painted a nice metallic gold, gives a nice contrast to the black. And if we go around to the other side, you can see the large utility pouch attached to the belt there again. Attention to detail, even though it's slightly obscured by the cape and when you're looking at it from a normal position, it's still nice to have that detail there. They didn't remove anything just because it might be covered by a cape or it might be showing from the backside. Now, another place where attention to detail is absolutely amazing on this is the outfit. It truly does look like a leather or pleather material, when obviously it is just sculpted into the figure. You can see the creases around the knees, around the top of the boots, around the waistline. Anywhere that the body bends, there's natural creases. And as you can see, no matter what angle you view her from, she has a very heroic look, incredible sculpt. Every angle looks good. It's not a statue that needs to be facing a certain way to get the best look. This statue looks good from every angle. Now, the same attention to detail in the paint app goes throughout the costume. You can see the shading on the gray areas, how it fades into the black. There's not really any shading to speak of on the black part itself, but just the highlights with the gray, the paint app on the face, the red hair really sets it off with a great contrast. And once again, the positioning of the cape has a very natural, organic look to it. Even as the statue spins here, you can see it almost looks like it's flying out from the wind itself. Overall, I think this is just an amazing statue. The sculpting, the paint apps, the organic look to the cape, the natural stone base. So let's go ahead and just do a scan around this statue to give you an idea of just how epic Luis Royo is with his artwork and Yamato is with his sculptures. And that wraps up this review of Batgirl by Luis Royo and Yamato. What did you think of the statue? Go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought. Of course, don't forget to subscribe. That way you won't miss any upcoming videos. Thanks for watching, and we will see you on the next video.